There was a time in my life I trusted everyone, especially my family. I'm Sasha Joseph Newlinger. I'm the director of Rewind. Rewind is a film about my personal journey to expose and understand my childhood, where I was a survivor of childhood sexual abuse. I'm not some director who's detached from the family or the story. This is my childhood, and I'm inviting my family, and together we're choosing to reach out to the world and say, this happened to us, and it's happening at an alarming and staggering rate, and we need to talk about it. I moved to Montana from Pennsylvania to study film production at Montana State University. To be able to marry that joy of nature with my joy of film, it was a win-win. I truly felt more joy at that moment in my life than I think I had ever felt before. There was still this nagging in the back of my mind, this voice that said, you're dirty, you're disgusting, you're unlovable. Finally, I recognized that if I didn't stop what I was doing and truly work to identify where that voice was coming from, it was gonna haunt me for the rest of my life. In order to find the source of that voice, I needed to re-examine my childhood. And so I immediately thought, okay, well, my dad shot home videos throughout my childhood. If he still has them, maybe that's a good place to start. And I just started popping tapes in. And I would watch, within one tape, I'd see one of the cutest, sweetest moments from my childhood. And then there'd be an in-tape cut, and I'd see one of the scariest people in my life. Watching that helped reframe for me the context of what happened. Because as a child victim, I thought that what was happening to me was my fault, that I had done something to deserve it. And in watching my abusers, I was able to very clearly recognize on a cognitive level that I was completely separate from what they chose to do to me. I think that a universal truth is that every human being has experienced some form of trauma, whether it's child sexual abuse, whether it's losing a loved one. And I really believe through my own personal experience that we can't push trauma under the rug and pretend it doesn't exist. Looking back at these unresolved issues from my childhood, asking these questions, in part for my own personal catharsis, but also in part to illuminate just how cyclical child sexual abuse can be, and the fact that we need to talk about it. I want to live our lives not in fear of our past. What scares me about not looking at this is that if we go through the rest of our lives in a place where we can't touch that or talk about it, then we're still victims of it. The life I am able to allow myself to live today as a result of the hard emotional work I did through making this film, it's given me the opportunity to truly enjoy life. And whatever I do next, it won't be about what happened to me when I was 4 years old.